Thorpland, possibly the oldest standing house on the Virginia Peninsula. What may be the oldest surviving structure on the Virginia Peninsula is a sprawling farmhouse at the center of Thorpland, located on Route 171, Calthorpe Neck Road, near the Tabb Post Office in the Bethel district of York County. In 1963, it was occupied by Mr. and Mrs. George L. Smith and their family. This home had been in Mrs. Smith's family line for generations, with roots stretching back into the 17th century. While the family history includes gaps, the origins of the property are well established. The late George Carrington Mason, staff historian at the Mariners Museum and an authority on Episcopal churches, and the late Dr. Lyon G. Tyler, president of the College of William and Mary, both carefully checked available records, including colonial land grants preserved at the Yorktown Courthouse, early history of Calthorpe Neck. All of Calthorpe Neck, including Thorpland, named for his home in England, was originally granted in 1631 by King Charles I to Christopher Calthorpe. Christopher, the son of another man of the same name, arrived in Virginia in 1622 during the reign of King James I. The Calthorpes, who had royal family connections, are recorded in Adventurers of Purse and Person, compiled by Mrs. P. W. Hayden and Mrs. Lewis T. Jester and published in 1956. Mrs. Jester, herself a resident of Calthorpe Neck and wife of retired Peninsula newsman and commentator Louis Jester, also authored the official history of Newport News, Virginia, 1607-1960. Calthorpe Neck itself is a narrow peninsula about 2 miles long and a half-mile wide, lying between the Poquoson River on the west and Lamb's Creek on the east. At the end of the neck, where Lamb's Creek flows into the Poquoson River, is Hunt's Neck, and further northeast lies Hunt's Point. Between Hunt's Point and York Point, the Poquoson River empties into the Chesapeake Bay. Construction of Thorpland. The central portion of the farmhouse was likely built for Christopher Calthorpe soon after the 1631 land grant, probably not later than 1650, according to reliable records. Experts from colonial Williamsburg studied the house closely, even using details of its construction to help restore Williamsburg buildings. Particularly striking is the cellar, whose foundation is built of native stone up to ground level, topped with large, unusually shaped bricks quite unlike those of today. 2 original chimneys, including one from an addition around 1700, were made with this antique brick. The timbers of the house are hand-hewn, joined by careful interlocking carpentry, pegs, or hand-wrought iron nails. The tongue-and-groove flooring is laid in random-width planks, some covered over by later generations who did not realize their historic value. Windows and furniture are pegged, with Roman numerals carved into parts for assembly. Beds contain recessed wrought iron locks that require keys to dismantle. The walls are of remarkably hard plaster, made with horsehair and burned oyster shells, so tough that one telephone installer believed he was drilling through granite. Family stories and additions. The addition to the main house, built around 1700, included a 24 by 24-foot ballroom. Dormer windows on its upper floor are smaller than those of the original portion. The porch, likely rebuilt several times, and the moss-covered hand-split shingles were replaced by modern roofing in the 1930s. Family memories are woven into the home's history. Mrs. Smith's great-great-great-grandmother, Mary Frances Howard of Thorpland, was widowed twice and married 3 times before she turned 32. From her second marriage to a collier, she had 1 son, Charles Lockey Collier. From her third to an Allen, she had a daughter, Molly, born 1832, who later married Lafayette Sinclair, Mrs. Smith's great-grandfather. During the Civil War, Mrs. Smith's grandfather, Edwin Allen Sinclair, recalled that at the age of 9 his father returned home unexpectedly one night, handed him a gun, and told him to protect his mother. When Union troops approached, the boy escaped down a ditch bank that still exists today. The soldiers did not harm the family. Mrs. Smith's father, Frank Sinclair, 1883-1935, like so many of his ancestors, was born in the house, spent his life there, and died there. Some family members have chosen to be buried in the family cemetery, which is located on the property. A living legacy. For generations, the family has considered Thorpland the oldest house on the peninsula. Its craftsmanship, hand-hewn beams, antique brick, oyster shell plaster, pegged joinery, attest to its age and endurance. For the Smiths, the search for identity and family heritage requires no long journey. It can be found within the very walls of their home. If you like this story and would like more, please like to help keep these stories alive. Comment to share your thoughts or ask questions. Subscribe to be notified when a new video is uploaded, and join me in exploring our rich history through the people that came before us. Every interaction helps spread awareness and preserves our past. Thank you for being part of this journey.